Okay, I think we're back. We just had some technical difficulties. I'm going to just remove the other live altogether and just redo an introduction. I didn't get very far into it, but welcome back. My camera is plugged in and it is not supposed to die when it's plugged in, but I'm new to live streaming. I don't know what I'm doing. It survived the entire time last time, but this time it just popped up on the screen that it was overheating or something. So I actually threw the camera in the fridge for a minute and quickly got a new battery, and fingers crossed it works this time and we can actually get a stream out of it. It worked last time. So if we're going to keep doing these lives, I think it might be time to invest into some better, more sustainable equipment. So anyway, we're back. I had to disappear for a minute. Today, just to give another quick introduction for anyone that's watching this after the live and later on, we're going to talk morning routines today. This is my second, technically third YouTube live, but the second live that will be up on my channel and available all the time. I like doing live streams because I feel like it's more of a two-way conversation. There is the chat. I can see all of you. We can talk to each other. I get to hear your thoughts and feelings on things, and I love that, which is why I wanted to do this live, the same as the last live. I'm really interested to hear how everyone perceives their morning routine and the things that they love and the things that they don't love. And I just want to talk about morning routine ideas because it's been something that's been on my mind a lot lately. And I'm going to quickly recap something that I said in a video that I filmed this morning. That video will be up on my channel on Thursday. But basically, I was trying to explain that I have this newfound, like almost extreme motivation and inspiration. I have just been so excited to get up each day and do different things and work on like all my social media and my job and just things in all different areas of my life. And it's a massive contrast to where I was at the beginning of the year, where I had absolutely no motivation and I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't feel like ever doing anything. And I thought about it, and I think it's possibly to do with the fact that at the beginning of this year, we had no idea what to expect from 2022. Were we going to keep being in lockdowns? Were we going to keep having restrictions and not really be able to get back to the way things were? Or were we going to get back to normal? And in my world, where I live here in Toronto and recently having gone to Europe, everything is really starting to feel very normal for me, which I love. And I think that is contributing to this, increased motivation and sort of almost life excitement that I've had lately. And I've just been thinking about a lot of different areas of my life, which was basically everything we talked about. Oh my gosh, I'm going to keep hitting everything. I'm very handsy today. But that was basically everything we talked about in the last live stream. And then I guess I wanted to break down one of those areas and start talking about it. And that's morning routines. It's just something I think about a lot because morning routines are a type of video that I've been making on my channel for many, many years now. And I think they're half, part of setting yourself up and having a good day, but also they're just kind of fun to create. But I don't know, I've just been thinking about them a little bit differently lately, and I wanted to get everybody else's thoughts and feelings on it as well. So I'm going to check the chat. Jessica says, this is so topical for me. I have a new puppy, so I really need to find a new morning routine that works for both of us now. I love that. I also have a coffee here with me, so 1 minute while I have some coffee. Now I'm starting to question if I have something in my teeth. I don't think so, but I'm going to check. Just give me 1 second. Well, kind of. Sorry. Anyway, what have we got else in the chat? Kate says, I hear in many self-help and wellness books that some of the world's most successful people all have strict morning routines, but it's hard to be that disciplined. So true. Jenna is asking, do you still work out as part of your morning routine? Some mornings, but not every morning. I put out a morning routine video about a month ago, and this is kind of the stuff that I wanted to talk about because like all those health and wellness books and all those kinds of things, we're always kind of like being told that we have to have our morning routines like include all of these things to set ourselves up to have a great day and be productive and everything. But sometimes it just doesn't work for everybody. I think it's too easy, but also incorrect to say that, oh, if you do these things in your morning routine, like everything's gonna be amazing and your life's gonna be great. I just don't believe that that works because I think, and particularly because I used to make a lot of this content and I used to make a lot of like motivational morning routine related content, I think it almost sets people up for failure because I mentioned in the last live stream too that I didn't think having a camera in the corner of my apartment through. I'm near the window, which means I'm near the roads, which means 3 p.m. traffic in Toronto. It's going to be noisy, so I apologize for that. But back to the morning routine thing and setting people up for failure. I think what happens is you look into other people's way of life and you see what they do and you think, you know what, I'm going to try those things. And then you try it and you try it and you try it. And after a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, you can't do it anymore. And then you feel like you failed. And that's why I say sometimes I think these things set people up for failure. You haven't failed. Ultimately, all you've done is try something that didn't work for you. And that's okay. But I don't think that's ever talked about enough, that just because someone has one morning routine doesn't mean it's going to work for every single person, which is why I wanted to have this conversation, because I'm so curious to know what people have tried, what like they didn't like, what they do like, and I don't know, just kind of create like a space and a conversation here about how it's so different for everybody, right? Because we all have different jobs, we all have different body clocks. I don't know, I don't want to get too technical on that, but there's just a lot of differences in people's lives, and I just don't think there's any one thing that's going to really work for everybody. Jula says, I had the perfect morning routine, but now I have to get to work really early, so I only have an hour to get ready. It is so hard to find a new one that makes me happy. I know, right? I feel like this year in particular, I tried a few different morning routines and I tried a few different things, and I was really struggling. My morning routine for a good couple of months, especially after I got back from Australia, was just, I don't know, getting up at 8 a.m. and making a coffee and going to work. I would try to get up at 6, but I would keep snoozing my alarm for like 2 hours, and then I would just get up and get straight into work. And I don't want to say that that's unhealthy, because if that works for you, that works for you. I just realized I was like, that's not really the morning routine I want to be living, but just because I don't want to live it doesn't mean it's not something that would work for someone else. So I don't want to use like good or bad in this situation either. Kate says, tried the morning green smoothie, getting the 10,000 steps in, goal setting, etc. I've done it all. I've made so many videos about morning routines, that I've done all of these things that you see on Pinterest or social media or whatever. And I just don't know that it's even possible to have a morning routine that long that you can fit in all of those things. And there's different extremes, right? Like when you read those, I can't think of anyone's specific names, but you'll know who I'm talking about. A lot of them are usually the guys that are like, I've got to get up at 5 a.m. and I have to do all these things and work all the time and never sleep and I'm going to make all this money. Those kinds of motivational people. And then on the other side, there's the very aesthetic, pretty, more content creator, influencer type people that are like, that's where I meditate and I, drink green smoothies and do all that sort of stuff. And then there's a whole bunch of other variations in between all over the place. Shady says, I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but says the thing is, we all have a morning routine whether we realize it or not. We just have to replace things that do not support our goals with the things that do. Definitely easier said than done. Exactly. And that's like a sort of a big realization I'm having. I just didn't want to make a morning routine a couple of months ago because I didn't want to be putting something out there on the internet that wouldn't be like real. My morning routine isn't actually the same every single day. It changes all the time. And I think in the video that I did put up, and the question that I answered just before was, I don't go to the gym every single day. I don't do it always in the morning, and sometimes I do it in the morning, sometimes I do it at night, but it's not the same every day. And I just don't think that I'm the type of person that could have like a really strict same thing every single day. I feel like that would just almost stress me out, right? But then there are people who absolutely thrive off that. And if you're just joining or whatever, the point that I wanted to sort of make with this live was that I'm just interested to discuss different morning routines, because I think it's important to be aware that just because you tried someone's morning routine and it didn't work for you doesn't mean you're failing in any way. I'm just reading. Jessica says, I love what you said in a video recently, that just getting up to the couch with a coffee was the goal. So that's kind of part of one of the reasons why I want to talk about it in this live is, yeah, after I got back from Australia, I ended up in a routine where I was just hitting snooze constantly. I was getting in those extra minutes of delightful sleep, but that you wake up feeling terrible afterwards. Then I'd have to drag myself out of bed. And I just remembered I didn't want to do that anymore. So my first goal was to get out of bed when my alarm goes off, make a coffee, and sit on the couch. I don't care if I was absolutely exhausted sitting on the couch with my coffee. Like, I can't exist right now. At least I'd made it out of bed and I didn't hit snooze, or at least give myself the chance to like 10 minute like snooze thing. And that was the first steps, and that was a couple of months ago. And since then, I've just kept adding different things to my morning routine. So sometimes I go to the gym, sometimes I get, whatever. But I broke that habit of hitting snooze constantly, and it's been a couple months now, and I haven't been doing that. So I think baby steps is very, very important, which is actually something else that I did mention in today's video. I'm just, at the moment, trying to put one foot in front of the other to figure out what's next. Perfect morning routine starts with a perfect night routine. True. I feel like my brain just totally blanked from that. I don't know why. I said my brain can't compute night routines right now. No, it's true. Also, I'm getting really red whenever it gets really, really hot, which is really hot in this room. I get red and it's getting intense. Happens all the time. Yeah, look, night routines are a very important part of like a morning routine as well, but I always focus on my morning routine first. If I can get myself a good waking up routine, then I tend to be able to like set up the rest of the day. Although, should I work backwards and go the other way? I always feel like I have a pretty good night routine. I don't really do anything at nighttime. I try not to be on my phone too much. I try not to do anything that gets me too, like keeps my brain going. I just like to chill and relax, and then I usually go to bed pretty early. Although I totally cheated going to Europe, coming back with the time zone differences and jet lag meant that I was able to much easier get into a better routine, because I kept naturally waking up at 5:45 in the morning, and when you are naturally doing that, it's very easy to switch over. What else have we got? Julia has asked, what's the favorite part of my morning routine? Well, probably my coffee, which lately hasn't always been me making it inside. I've actually been going outside a lot, and because it's summer and it's warm and it's nice, I actually really like going for a morning walk. I'd have to say that would have to be the highlight of the morning. It's nice out there, and I like my coffee, and so that's probably my favorite part of the day. Anyway, one of the things that I saw on TikTok the other day that also kind of inspired this conversation a little bit is it was a stitched video. So on the left, it was this woman who's a comedian, and I love her. She's hilarious. And then on the left, it was, I don't know who the person was. It was a TikTok person, and the TikTok person on the left had this like beautiful aesthetic morning routine, and then the comedian lady decided to do the complete opposite. You know, that super messy. She's also a mom, and I can't speak from this point of view because I don't have kids. But she's like, you know, did the complete opposite, super messy, like funny, stitched together. And I was like looking at it, and I was like, that's funny and relatable. And then that's really pretty, and I like it. And then I was like, where's the middle ground? Like, where's the middle ground? You know, where's that just average morning routine that maybe sometimes looks really neat and pretty, and then other times it looks like a total mess. And I just don't believe that we can hold ourselves to one standard 24/7, like all the time. I think it's gonna change, and it's gonna fluctuate. And I don't know why this frustrated me for such a long time. And I don't know if it's ever frustrated anyone else, but I think I was letting external factors, mostly social media and the things that I was seeing online, at a time when I was lacking any motivation and I didn't know what to do and I didn't want to get up and do anything. And I was letting all those things affect me and how I was feeling about my own morning routine. And I felt all this pressure to have to show up one way, but then I didn't have the motivation or the energy to match it. And it's just, you end up spiraling into this, I just don't feel like I'm doing anything right kind of mindset. Anyone else had that, or is that just me? And I don't like that. And I don't like that. And I wanted to talk about it. And I just wanted to sort of put it out there that your morning routine can be whatever you need it to be. And that just because, you know, like how I was feeling, you're not getting up and doing something that someone else is doing, that you're not failing. So that was just a thought thing that's led to another thought that's led to another thought, and that's why we're here sitting in this lab. So here we are. Reading the chat again. Joel says the biggest part of my morning routine is getting yelled at by my cats. I love that. I love that. I miss my cat. I miss waking up to having a pet to get you out of bed to go and do things with. Jessica says, I think everyone has that. The only person you should compare yourself with is yourself the day before. Right. I had to reread that in my head for a second. You should only be comparing yourself to you the day before. And not you 5 years ago either. Jules says, best part of my new morning routine is a gratitude journal. I love that. Now I'm actually curious. How many people do gratitude journaling or gratitude exercises? Is that something that a lot of people do? Because that's one of those things that you see everywhere. But do people really do it? I don't know. Jules does. So that's interesting. And I'm so curious to see what other people do. I love it. Julia says the cats come running to cuddle. I love that. I miss my cat. My mom's been sending me like excessive videos of him lately, or not videos, but photos. See if I can find one. He's very, very cute. Actually, he's very chunky. I don't think he's like, you know, been overeating. He's just a really, really big cat. And I think the way he lays just makes him look really chunky. And he likes to lay on his back. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Is that viewable? My cat, his name's Barnaby. And he's large and very, very, very large. He's a very big cat. But yeah, he's so cute and I miss him a lot. Rose says, I don't do it regularly, but it's nice when I do. Yeah, I'm unsure of the gratitude thing. I wasn't sure if I was going to make notes or anything in this live, but I have a piece of paper and I'm going to make some notes because you've got my brain flowing now. Gratitude journaling. I feel like I'm curious to know if anyone does these things that a lot of morning routines tell you to do. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go to Pinterest and I'm gonna type in morning routine and see what comes up. Routine. That's not how you spell routine. Look at this. The first thing that comes up is a morning routine checklist. And it says to start your day off right, make your bed, 10-minute morning meditation or journal, 5 to 10 minute stretch, brush your teeth and wash your face, put on a comfy outfit to work from home. So I'm going to guess this is more in the last 2 years. Make a hot cup of tea or coffee, have a healthy breakfast to fuel your day, catch up on news, read an article about something you want to learn while eating, top up your hot drink, get your work desk set up, review your schedule to check for meetings, write your to-do list for the day and block times for breaks and lunch, open up the blinds to get natural light in, get your day started, you got this. I mean, that doesn't seem too overwhelming, but at the same time, for some reason, it's stressing me out. And I don't know what's happened to me this year that seeing a massive checklist like that of actually pretty simple things, things that you would probably do on autopilot, I don't know why that stresses me out. Jenna says that she uses my daily planner. I love that because I'm sort of, this is my daily planner here. This one from the inventory. And down the bottom, there is a 3 gratitude exercise. Like this is more the planning side. This is more like the fun activity. It's I can't even speak. It's bullet journal inspired for anyone that wants to track kind of like a bullet journal and plan like a bullet journal, but doesn't have a bullet journal or doesn't have that ability to figure out a layout or whatever else. Like I'm going to put one together and it's here and it's on a desk pad and then you can just tear it off and go on to the next day. But yeah, I have this gratitude section and I do use my planner, but I do go between wanting to use something this more, I don't know if complex is the word, but there's a lot more detail to this as opposed to a plain and simple one. So I am working on a plain and simple one as well for anyone else that would like to go through a phase of just using a plain planner, because that's kind of where I'm at the moment. But I get curious to know what everybody else is doing in their morning routines. There are so many chat updates. Jenna says that she uses my daily planner, but finds herself writing the same 3 things that she's grateful for, which is a good thing. And see, I like that. But I think it can be really hard to come up with 3 things every single day. Morning pages. Do it. Jesse says I kind of do it. I've done it for some 15 years. When I was depressed, I wrote down something that made today awesome. I love that. I think that's a really good tool to be able to help work through something like that. This morning, everyone's like, this morning routine is stressing me out too, right? And we'll go back to the Pinterest thing, right? What's crazy is when I read this Pinterest thing, and I want to get also too, this is the other thing, I want to be able to have like a better streaming setup so that actually show you what's on my screen. And I know you can do it. I just haven't fully looked into it yet. But yeah, so this list has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 things on it. Trying to think that I'm going to do 14 things in my morning routine is really stressful. And like I said, it's weird because a lot of this stuff you would do on autopilot and do anyway. And I guess this is one of the questions I've been asking myself. In a case like this, is it actually worse to write down a to-do list with that much detail? It's just a thought that I've had. I feel like my throat is very scratchy. I'm going to take some coffee. Okay. I'm in the wrong thing. Let's see. Man, I scrolled down There are like hundreds of morning routine checklists. Why is this so stressful? This one says morning routine ideas, but it seems like a lot. I don't think you could do this all in one day. I'm going to list this off. So it's broken down into 4 sections. For the body, there's meditate, take a cold shower, loosen up with a foam roller, do a clay mask, drink a glass of water, go for a walk, exercise for 30 minutes, eat a nourishing breakfast, take vitamins, try oil pulling, brush your teeth, drink tea, do yoga, stretch. Lifestyle is listen to a TED talk, play an instrument, draw or paint something, tidy up, open the blinds. Mind is gratitude journal, do a writing prompt, say affirmations, meditate on your vision board, read 1 chapter in a book, listen to a podcast, write down 5 ideas, do a breathing exercise, avoid your phone/TV, avoid reading the news, read a poem, write without thinking. And then goals is review your goals, plan your day, plan out ways to achieve goals, brainstorm, visualize your goals, and plan for tomorrow. Their ideas, that's not actually an entire morning routine, because I think if you were doing that in your morning routine, that's like a whole day. I just don't think that's possible. And it's just very, very stressful. I gotta catch back up. There's so many chat things. I don't do everything in the morning. I take some time during the day. I really love Amy Landino's stuff as well. I think she's got a really good way of communicating morning routines and that to you. I was actually watching some of her stuff this morning. Wow, you guys are really there's a lot in the chat happening. Yeah, that's the thing. I think from those kinds of lists, you would have to pick a few things. You couldn't actually do any of it. And so I think when I see content on TikTok or wherever where there's someone who has a very extensive morning routine, I just have to remind myself that that's not going to work for me, and that's okay. Yeah, a lot of these things are now moving into ideas, although this one's a checklist. I don't like checklists. They stress me out. Yeah, we're not going to do morning routine checklist. That seems too stressful. I just think that's too much. But what else have we got going on in here? At least most of them say ideas, so it's giving you options. Wow, there are 2 different posts where people have broken down their morning routines in the Notes app on their phone, and they have emojis all next to it. And that stresses me out. It's from 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. and they've broken down their entire day. Yeah, one's called a summer glow up routine and the other one's a weekend routine. And yeah, they've broken down their entire day. And I know that works for so many people, but it stresses me out. And I keep clicking on my Final Cut Pro editing program. And I'm like, why am I in my program? No. And I was just wondering, I was honestly wondering if there's anyone else that stresses out, because I felt like, as someone who makes a lot of somewhat motivational content, if you find it motivational, I felt like there was almost something wrong with me that I didn't want to break down my entire day like that or my entire morning like that. And I was like, how was I supposed to make any content sharing motivational stuff when I don't like doing it the way that I keep seeing lots of other people do it, and then I honestly just didn't know how to do it. And I still don't really know how to talk about any of the stuff that I've been talking about for the last few years, because I don't know, I do things more based on how I feel rather than trying to stick to a specific plan. And it's actually not just for morning routines, it's for everything. So that's what I was saying before with my daily planners. I love them and I've used them, but I get sick of them and I need to switch and use some other method of planning. And then I go through like a digital version and I love my calendar, and then I get over it and I have to do something else. And I'm just constantly changing how I feel. And I can't stick to very specific things. And it seemed a little like weird to be making any type of content. Also, if you can hear any noise out there, my friend Daniel is staying and he's out there probably making food or something. So I don't know. But now I've lost my train of thought. Sticking to something. Uh-oh, I've totally lost my train of thought. It's gone. I don't think it's coming back. I'm checking the chat. Okay, well, it looks like everybody else is switching a few different things. So that's nice to know. Morning routine should be individual and there's no perfect morning routine. Exactly. I constantly switch between bullet journal and Notion and checklists. That's how I do it. I always switch between different things. Total side note though, I bought some really cute little speech bubble post-it notes from Umomo this week. They come in orange and yellow and they're just really, really cute. But yeah, yeah. I don't know, I got a lot of things going on in my mind right now. I feel like I should have come to this live a little more prepared, but I don't know why. There's just something about morning routines that has been stressing me out lately, and I just wanted to come and talk about it with you guys because is there a typo in the thumbnail? Oh man. Yep, there is. I will change that. And when the live is over, I will fix it. Routine. There we go. Fixed. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like just something about morning routines is stressing me out lately, and I just wanted to come on live and chat to you guys and see if anybody else ever feels this way about feeling like you have to fit into a box or do something the right way. I don't know. Jenna has asked, do you ever find it easier to plan with pen and paper or like the electronic ways? So I have my iCalendar, and I just like the iCalendar, like the Apple Calendar, but I have imported my Google Calendar, my work one, my couple of personal email calendars. So I have all of these different ones in the one place, so that every time I get invites and stuff sent to me and all my different emails, it all just shows up on my Apple one, and I kind of prefer that to the Google Calendar. And I just like the coloring system. I have like a big coloring system. So, and everything's like, how do I explain this? This is so hard when I can't show you. I have all of my emails connected, which is great for events and whatnot. But then in my iCloud, I actually have lots of different colored sections because you can customize the colors to be whatever you like. And I've color coordinated it from like yellows into pinky colors into purples into greens. And most of it's around there's one color that says editing, which means if I feel like time blocking my day, which is not every day, but if I feel like it, I can pick like the dark yellow color and block out a few hours for editing. And then if I'm going to be working on, say, Instagram content, it's a kind of dark purple color, and that can be like blocked out somewhere else. So I have them there for when I feel like time blocking, but that's not every day. I actually don't remember the last day I did any time blocking. So if I go back through my calendar, actually I can't tell. I need to go into the week view, not the month view. I think it's probably going to have been, no wait, February-ish? No. wait, March, yeah, March, this looks like it. March was possibly the last time I did a little bit of like time blocking and stuff, and I only did it for about 3 days. But I do have now, looking at this now that it's all open, most of the stuff that's really in big chunks is any time. Wow, okay, that week. It's mostly like when I have going out for dinner with someone, and I will put in like sort of a specific, like maybe dinner will start at 7, but I'll probably be there till, I don't know, 11, and so it's all blocked out that way. But it's been probably a couple of months since I actually got in and did a big chunk of time blocking, like proper time blocking. But I have the color coding system there for whenever I feel like it. Okay, I've gone too far. Where are we? Back to day, and let's go back to the month. And sometimes I work in the weekly view. Right now I'm working purely in the monthly view, and I can see all of the different things that are happening and when I'm going to be away, and when like I've got Daniel staying like across all of it, so that I can see all of the different things. I've got people's birthdays, just that kind of stuff, and then a few appointments, meetings, and things like that. But where are we? Back to the chat. So I do that so that it's there, but I don't always use it. And then the same sort of, I guess, goes for my morning routine, is that there's some things that I will do, but I don't do them every single day. And I feel like my entire life is like that. And I feel like for many, many years, I was making all this content about how to live your life and how to improve this and how to do this and whatever. And yeah, just in the last year, I've kind of gone, well, I don't know what to make anymore, because I'm not very consistent. I change all the time. I do things based on how I feel. I have many, many different like systems in place, like the calendar color coding for when I feel like it. I just can't restrict myself to doing almost like the same sort of stuff all the time. I'm really glad that we're having this conversation, because it's all starting to make sense in my mind. I feel like about 5-10 minutes ago, I was really like, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, the original question was, do I find it easier to plan on pen and paper or electronically? I have an overview calendar digitally, but I tend to do most of my like day-to-day planning on paper. I like writing it. This book here is my journal. It's actually I've almost gone halfway through it, and we're halfway through the year. This is probably the most this year that I've ever actually been using a journal. This is probably one of the few things that I am actually very consistent with. Again, I don't do it every day. I can't do it every day. Sometimes I go a week or two between using it. Other times I will use it every day, sometimes multiple times a day. It just depends on how many thoughts I've got going on in my mind. But it is something that I feel like has taken a bit of practice to get used to. I started my first journal in September 2019, and then every year I've just gotten a new one. This is the year that I have actually managed to really fill one of these books, and I have a feeling I will probably finish it by the end of the year. So that actually makes me really excited. So that's definitely a handwriting thing that I like. And then I do have my planners, and sometimes, like lately, I've been going through a phase of honestly just sort of plain paper. I just like get a plain piece of paper, and it just gives me like a little space to throw stuff down in my day, write down anything that comes to my mind. And I also like that really well. So I changed my mind a lot. I'm going to check on the chat, because there's probably been a lot of questions and things, or everybody saying things since I answered the question about the pen or the electronic stuff. Oh, thank you. My nails, I did them not Saturday 2 days ago, but Saturday the other week. I wanted to try dipping with it's dip powder, and you can, if you have I've got the little tray, and you can do the tip with the dip, and I did it. So I've got purple, yellow, and pink, and I think they turned out pretty well for my first time trying to do it myself. So now I think I kind of want to do orange next, like orange tips. But anyway, I think it would be interesting to see content on how you get things done when you're going with the flow rather than the typical structured examples out there. Is this something that people would be interested in? Because that's how I live most of my life. It's actually something I kind of came to a realization about a year ago that it's kind of scary to let yourself do what you want when you want, because you think that all you will do is just sit around and do nothing, but you actually won't. So the more that I tend to just do what I feel, the more I get done, the more I'm in a state of flow. And last week, I did so much stuff. I actually did digitally type out every single thing that I did in regards to work last week. And I look back at it and I'm like, not once did I feel stressed. Not once did I feel overwhelmed. Not once did I feel like I was excessively working. And yet that list is so long. And I really like it when I do try to listen to how I'm feeling, because that's when I get the most done. It's when I don't feel like I'm doing a lot, even though I am, and it's the best state to be in. But it just somehow, I don't know. I guess I've just been so used to having structured content for so long that they're just completely different. And I was having a hard time trying to fit a state of flow into something really structured, and they just don't really go together. I think so many of you are on the same boat as me, where you like pen and paper. Like, I like it. It's nice to be able to write something out. Jill has asked, do I plan in the morning or the evening or some other time? Who knows? Some days I don't plan at all. That's like the thing that I've been struggling with is like, sometimes I don't plan at all. Sometimes I will go a week without even writing a to-do list, because it's just in my head and I feel comfortable remembering everything, and then I just go and do all the things. Other times I feel in a mood where I'll sit down. Sometimes it's the morning, sometimes it's the night before, but it just depends on what mood I'm in. And I actually haven't written a to-do list in a while. I think I wrote one on Friday, which is the last time. Oh, I hope people value my honesty, because I'm not gonna lie, it stresses me out a little bit too. Sometimes I just like, I feel, I don't know, can be very uncomfortable. But yeah, I don't really know how else to explain it other than, I guess if we go back to the morning routine thing, I actually find that I get a lot done in my mornings when I do what I feel like. It was about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, I woke up and I think I mentioned this in my last live, and I woke up and it would have been, I was still on my really good 5:45 a.m. morning routine time after the jet lag. So it would have been about 6 a.m. and I'm standing in my kitchen at the edge of my hallway, and I am just like, which way do I go? Which way do I go? I'm like, do I put my gym clothes on and do I go to the gym? Or do I make a coffee and sit down and do some work? Like, what do I do? And there was this part of me that was like, you should go to the gym. Going to the gym is good for you and that's healthy and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I had to stop myself for a minute and be like, what do you want? Like, what do you want right now? And I thought to myself, I want to make a coffee and I want to sit here and I actually want to go through my emails right now. So I decided to do that. And then, I don't know, after I got through all of this work and all these emails, then I went to the gym. So I still did both things. Instead of forcing myself to do them in a particular order or to match maybe the day before, I just did them in the way that I felt like doing them. And it felt so much better. But sometimes I find myself in that situation where I almost go back to that feeling of like, no, I'm supposed to do it in a particular order and everything has to be set out a certain way. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me, at least not for me. So, have I been a morning person my entire life? Nope. I I remember when I was in school, I would try to get ready within an hour, and that was pretty much the same every day. Actually, get up, probably eat breakfast, shower, wash my hair every single day back when I was a teenager because I didn't understand that you don't have to wash your hair every single day. Get ready, pack my bags, lunch, and then I would leave. And I don't remember ever doing anything else in my morning routine other than just that. I never thought to wake up earlier. I never thought to do anything different or try to include other activities in my morning or utilize that morning time outside of just getting ready. And then I think when I was in my early 20s, I actually really can't remember what my mornings were like when I was at university. I think at university it probably changed a little bit because with university, classes start at all different times of the day. So some days your classes might not start till, well, sometimes you wouldn't even have classes until the afternoon. And even if I had an afternoon class, I wouldn't sleep all day. I would still get up in the morning and do things. And I think that's where I sort of learned that you don't always have to just get up and get ready. You can shift your time around to do things before you have to be at work or at school or whatever. And then I guess in the last couple of years, it's just become like I prefer being a morning routine. I feel almost like a little bit nauseous when I stay up too late. It's a guilt thing. It's not like a being up late actually makes me feel sick. It's just for some reason being up late makes me feel guilty. That's my thing and my problem. I don't know why I'm like that. But I like being up in the morning because, especially in summer, in winter, I will probably sleep in a little bit more, but in summer, I like to be up when the sun is up, which is basically like 5:30 or 5 a.m. here. I've been getting up around 6 or 6:30 at the moment, but I like it because nobody else is around. It's like if the weather's nice and it's warm in the morning, it's beautiful. You can go outside, you can get a coffee, and everything is quiet. And I love that. That is my favorite part of, actually, someone asked me favorite part of the morning routine before, and I did say going outside and walking, but my favorite part of the morning and why I would rather like get up early in the morning than stay up late is the fact that I could go and get a coffee and start my day when everybody else is still asleep. And I love that. The best part. Jenna says, I think it's interesting as you get older, you crave simplicity more. I remember your old videos when you were in uni and part of your morning routine was going on your phone. I'm trying to remember what specific video I ever made that in, but probably. I do. I go back and I watch some of my morning routine videos from the last few years and I'm like, I cringe. I'm like, yeah, I don't like it. To be honest, I watched a couple of my videos from like 2 months ago and I still cringe. I probably cringe at last week's video. It's weird watching yourself back. I don't like it. But yeah, it's amazing how much things change. And I don't know. I think this comes back again to what I said before, where it's been a really weird couple of years. And this year in particular has been very odd in trying to figure out what's next or how we want to go back into to the world again, because now things are opening up and I think we've all had a lot of time to reevaluate things and think about things differently. And I've learned a lot. And one of the things that I did learn in the pandemic, and this may sound insane, but I don't think I'm alone in this. About a year and a half ago, back when I was in Melbourne and we were in the really, really, really strict lockdown, I realized I had no attention span, and we can thank the likes of TikTok and social media for that one. To the point where I couldn't watch a movie without picking up my phone. So as an exercise, I decided to force myself to watch an entire movie through, so I would switch my phone off. And I remember thinking, I watched the Oceans series. that was my series to try and like retrain myself. And I remember at first it was like horrible. It was just like social media and your phone is a through and through addiction. And trying to watch a 2-hour movie was so difficult. And in hindsight, I'm like, what is wrong with me? But that's just the way it was. I'd spent so much time on my phone that it becomes the comfort. You pick it up and you're like, there's like things to watch and things to do. So then anytime you try to do anything that's more than a few minutes long, and I don't know how many people are going to make it this far into a live stream because 15 minutes is a long time. You can't do it. So I decided I was going to strengthen my attention span by forcing myself to watch movies. And sure enough, after the first few movies that I watched, I was getting better. And then that's when I started picking back up the cross stitching and the hand needling and things again, because we were in lockdown, right? We could not leave our house for 23 hours a day. So on my day off, I didn't have anything to do. So what I would do is I would sit and I would cross stitch. And after it was probably about a month or a few weeks of trying to do things and like really get my focus into a task rather than constantly going back to my phone, I had managed to be able to sit and focus on hand stitching for, I think one day I actually probably sat on the couch and spent like a full 9 hours sitting there stitching. And I think that was the day I realized I was like, okay, I fixed something, I changed something, and I'd say I'm not fully there, especially this weekend. This weekend has been bad. I've been picking up TikTok constantly, but I do prefer it when I spend a lot less time on my phone. And that was just something that I learned in the pandemic, and I thought that was interesting, so I thought I would share that with you. Maribel says, I recently started to become more of a morning person, and it's honestly so crazy when it's noon and you've already done so much stuff. I can't describe that feeling. It's the best feeling. It was 8:30 this morning, and I was like, oh, it's 8:30. I was like, oh, I've already got up. I already did my hair and my makeup, and I got ready, and I had already set up to start filming, and I'd already done all of my emails, and I did all of this stuff, and I was like, it's 8:30. I feel like it's midday, but it's 8:30. And then you realize you have so much more day. And then you do tend to get a little tired around the middle of the afternoon. But if you have a job where you have the flexibility to work at any time, I would recommend working from like 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then you have the whole afternoon, especially in summer, then you have like this whole extra second day in the same day. And I love that. So if I can get away with it, I will work from 6 a.m. until sometime after midday, and then probably be done for the afternoon and go bike riding or go for walks and stuff. And I just really like that. Kate says, I rarely watch something without picking up my phone. It's crazy, isn't it? Like, it's really, it's wild how like addictive social media is. And I know that I always feel the best when I have the ability to put my phone somewhere and then forget that it exists. And I'm really glad that I took that time in the lockdown back at the end of 2020 to challenge myself to be able to do that, because while I don't do it all the time, like I said, I spent a lot of time on TikTok this weekend. It's easier for me to get back to just literally not knowing where my phone is, and I love that. But yeah, I don't know. Lots of food for thought. Was this a weird live stream? Like, is this weird? I don't know. I think I'm in my head a little bit today. Probably not the best day to be jumping on live, honestly. I just feel like my brain's not working very well. And I just wanted to talk about morning routines, and I feel like I've deviated onto a bunch of other stuff. I don't know if anything that I've done has made sense. I don't know if my energy is weird, but like, yeah, my brain today. Just not having it. I've been up since 6, and I've filmed an entire video, and now I'm here, and then I have a meeting, and then I have to keep filming and edit. It's a long day today. I'll probably be finished about 9 p.m. I think. And then I'm going away for Canada Day long weekend, which is why I have to do so much now, so that I can go away for the weekend and relax and celebrate this magical country that's letting me live here. It's so nice. Yeah, as long as you guys are enjoying hanging out. See, this comes back to that same thing that I was telling you about before. I feel a little stressed right now, and I've felt stressed almost this entire 54 minutes, and I don't want to feel stressed, because then I know that comes off, and that will probably make other people who are good at picking up energy feel stressed out, and I don't want to do that. But the reason that I'm feeling stressed is because I feel like there has to be this particular structure to this live and my content, but I feel like I've gone through a whole wave of being like, I know what I'm going to talk about, then me freaking out and being like, I don't know what I'm talking about, and then talking and then not talking, and it's like a whole thing. And I've been having, and I think this live has made it very obvious, a very big internal battle between structure and then doing what I feel like, and just trying to figure out some kind of middle ground. I don't want to be stressed anymore, because I don't want to stress anyone else out. Okay. I don't want anyone else to be stressed out. So it's just something that's been on my mind lately. Probably not just morning routines, but the morning routine thing has been at the front of my mind. I'm trying to think where I would want my morning routine to go in the next little bit. It's been hard because I went to Europe, and then when I got back, I was here for a couple of days, and then I went away again, and then I was back, and then Daniel's been here for a whole week. And when you have someone in your space, it does throw off your routine. And then in a couple of days, I'm going away again. Next week, I think I will probably not really be doing anything or going anywhere for a bit, so it should give me a chance to ease back into a bit of a routine. And it's kind of weird because it's now summer, and it's very much summer here, and it's hot, but summer comes on really quickly here. So the last time that I was here and I was sort of more consistent and had a good routine, it was spring and it was freezing, and so my routine has had to switch. Like, I don't know, it's like a big switch, because it's not just going from being really cold, it's now like the beautiful summer routine, which is my favorite routine of them all, the summer routine. So yeah, next week I think I'll be able to figure it out a little bit more, but it's been a little bit of here, there, and everywhere for the last 6 weeks, which is probably also why, as Jessica says, that I'm feeling stressed and off balance. She's asking if it's a transitional period, and I think that probably explains it's a massive transitional period for me. I just feel like in the last few weeks to a month, I am like the happiest that I've been in a really, really, really long time. And I've actually been trying not to think too hard about what's next, because I don't want to feel stressed and overwhelmed. And I'm just trying to put one foot in front of the other. But at the same time, it's kind of fun to think about it and discuss it, even if it's a little bit stressful, because I feel like having this conversation out loud with you guys is making me feel and realize some things. Oh, I'm so glad that you feel inspired after watching my videos. I probably do need to give myself more credit, but sometimes I do get really hard on myself with my content, because I don't know, I think it's habits. Like, I've been doing videos for 11 years this year. No. Yes. No, 11 years this year. And 11 years of making videos, and moving through the trends and changing genres and stuff. I used to do makeup, now I do more of this lifestyle stuff, and I've moved into a lot of vlogs. All my content's vlog stuff lately. It's a long time, and I've really learnt, particularly with this increase in vertical format and short format content on like TikTok and Instagram, that I have really landscape, horizontal, long format content is just basically in my DNA right now, that I can get up and make this kind of stuff without even really thinking about it, and just kind of been reevaluating some of that stuff as well lately in video stuff. It's just such a habit to do it one way, and I'm trying to try new things and break out a little bit, but it's hard. Like it is very stressful. I don't know if anyone has had to do anything like that recently, where you've done something one way for such a long time that when you maybe try to do something else, it's really difficult, and that's sort of how I feel. So it's a bit of a transitional period right now. Yeah, 11 years. It's a long time. My channel has been around for a long time. Lisa says, regroup, focus, and breathe. Good tip for anxiety or for people who have a lot happening in their lives at the moment and going on. CJ Maker Designs. I kind of really want to go now and find out what your designs are. Hi, Rachel. I fell out of bed and started work for an hour, and then I head to the kitchen for coffee and water, usually put a load of laundry on, do the dishes, and then I chill for a bit and then back at it. I like that. I like that it's like a little bit of like, I'm going to do some stuff and then I'm going to chill for a bit. And I've learned to just roll with whatever happens, and it took a long time to get there. See? I love that. That's where I'm at. And I think that's where the struggle comes from, is I'm trying to break away from the old way of doing things and thinking that I had to show up and that I had to do things a certain way, to trying to do them in a way that's a little bit more aligned with, who I am and how I like to do things. And you just kind of flip back and forth, and it just gets hard, and then you get a little stressed, and then you end up in a live like me right now, where I'm like feeling all over the place. And time does fly. So yeah, that's where my brain is at right now. Anyways, I'm hoping that this was fun for everybody that's been in this live, and I didn't come off too stressed or have negative energy, because I don't want to do that to anybody. But I just feel like I needed to have some conversations about this out loud, because I like hearing where you guys are at, what you do in your morning routines, or what you're doing, or how you deal with things. It makes me feel like I'm not so alone. Because, as I said, I've been doing this for 11 years, and it feels like I've been just on one side of the camera for 11 years, and I don't want to be. I feel like I'm going to cry. I don't want to be on the side of that camera. Oh my God, I'm literally getting emotional. I just don't want to be on that side anymore. I want to know about you guys as well. I'm getting emotional. Yeah, which is why I wanted to have these lives and these conversations, because it makes me feel like I'm not alone on this side of it, Oh my goodness. This live has been on for an hour, and I'm getting emotional, and I didn't expect to be getting emotional. But yeah, I just want to get to know you guys more and know what you think and feel. And Jessica says we're all trying out life together, and that's how I feel. And it's been a long time of making videos, and I just feel a little alone on this side of the camera. And I just wanted to know that I'm not. I feel like I need to go get my tissues, but they're in the other room, so I'm not going to. I'm going to stop getting emotional, because I didn't mean for the life to go this way. I didn't think I'd get emotional, because it's just morning routines. Exactly. I want to get to know you guys. I want to know who you are. And I don't want this to all just be about me anymore. I want it to be about all of us doing this together and helping each other and figuring it out together. I don't want to sit there on the one side of the camera and be like, oh, you should do this with your life. Like, I want to hear who you are and what you need and what you like to do. And I think that doesn't just help me, but I think that helps everybody else, especially in the chat as I'm reading through this, not also feel so alone, Oh, I feel so much better. I'm so glad that you guys are all here. I can't believe I'm going to leave this live on my channel now for everybody else to come and watch. Part of me wants to delete it and just keep it like between us, but I will leave it. But yeah, for anyone that couldn't make it for the live, but oh yeah, we do talk on Instagram. I'm sorry, I get so confused sometimes with the different usernames and profile pictures. So you're right. LJ12 is moving to Toronto from Sydney next year, and I'm super excited for you. I've had a lot of people ask for me to do videos on like moving and stuff. I just don't know if that's something that a lot of people would be interested in. I mean, maybe I could do a live about it or whatever, but moving internationally is a lot. And then I did it in a pandemic, and a lot of people did it in a pandemic, and it's a little. Okay, I will leave the live up for anyone that wants to watch it. I can't believe I just got all emotional. I just love you guys so much. It's just so nice having like a conversation about this stuff. Because a lot of this stuff, right, is the content that I've been making for a very long time, and I don't really have anyone to talk to about it because the only people that would really understand it is me because I made it and you because you watch it. So that's why I wanted to have these lives and do these things and have these conversations, because when I can talk about these things, you already understand because you already know about it. So it's really nice. Oh my god, you guys are so nice. Thank you. I still can't believe it over. I didn't mean to. Ooh. But yeah. I'd like to not make this a habit. I don't want to be crying in every live that I do. I'm so excited that everybody else is like as excited about like working through things together, because it just makes me feel so much better. I just don't feel very aligned anymore with making motivational content that just feels like I'm telling someone what to do, you know? I did it for a very, very long time and it just doesn't feel comfortable anymore. And I just like having a two-way conversation. Yeah, I probably need to go and have like a good proper cry. It's probably a little bit hormonal as well, which is always fun. So there's that. But yeah, I don't know if this live is going to have covered the topics and things that I wanted to talk about. I hope it did. I don't know anymore. But I will leave it on my channel, and whoever's watching this later on, welcome, enjoy the things that have happened. So yeah, I don't want to leave while I'm like you know what I mean? I don't want to run away while I've just been emotional. So I'm just like gonna calm down for a minute, and then I might run off. It's 4:20, so this has been going. I didn't realize what time it was. It's 4:20, so I have a call at 5 p.m. So I do need a little bit of time to get prepared for that. So I won't be able to stay forever, but I will just stay a little bit longer until I'm not so emotional. This mug or this mug are we talking that you're inspired by? I mean, either way, they're both pretty cute. The tumbler is just from Starbucks. I saved up all my points for almost a year because I was like, I don't know what to buy, but I want to buy something. And I was so indecisive. And then at the beginning of spring, I saw this ombre tumbler and I was like, that's going to be my new water drink bottle. I drink a couple of these a day, then I'm getting my water intake. It's so much easier. It's kind of annoying that it's not like a proper drink bottle because I can't put it in a backpack or something, but for around the house or going to the gym in the building, it's the best. I love it. Jessica says, I love that this is a safe space. Thank you. I love that this is a safe space too, because I gotta tell you, it is not easy to sit here and get emotional with a lot of people watching. It's not particularly the most comfortable, but you guys are making it incredibly comfortable and making me feel like I'm in a good safe space. So I really thank you for that. The mugs. This one is from I want to say Bed Bath and Table, but that is the store in Australia. What is it called here? Bed Bath and Beyond. I bought it about 2 years ago. I'm not sure if they still have this exact one, but it's just a mug. So we do need more safe spaces in the world. I have a very big love-hate relationship with social media. I love it because it's my job and I get to be creative and I get to talk about the things that I love and I enjoy, and for that I'm very thankful. But I also hate it. It's a very toxic, draining place sometimes, and sometimes I go on to different platforms, and I don't know if anyone else has this feeling, but it makes me feel like uncomfortable. And TikTok sometimes makes me feel very just uncomfortable, like it's not safe to be there, and I don't like that. And I think maybe what I'm trying to do with these lives and sit here and have these conversations is trying to create a safer place. I do know that it's not always going to be safe. There's always going to be those few people that have not very nice things to say. I don't know why people are like that. I don't understand it. But that's just some people, and I'm hoping that they kind of just stay away. I don't really want those kinds of people in this space. I want people to be able to come to my videos and feel like it's a safe place to express yourself or talk about things that you like. And so I'm hoping that we can keep it this way, and that none of these not so nice people come in, I don't want that. So yeah, Jessica says you have to protect your energy and just ignore things sometimes and focus on you. And that's very true. It's just, it can be really hard with social media sometimes when you want to protect yourself, but there's just people there all the time. I don't use Facebook at all anymore. I just don't have a reason to use that platform. Not really. So I don't use Facebook. It's nice to hear I'm not the only one who thinks TikTok is toxic. I think it's one of the worst social media platforms that has ever been created. Yeah. I go in and out of being on TikTok, and interestingly enough, in the last few days, I have been uploading to TikTok just little clips. Some of them are like little cleaning ones. I have a couple of outfit ones. I uploaded like just a little coffee one this morning. Like it's nothing of like significant value, or it's not educational. It's not, I wouldn't call it inspirational. I don't know if some people would, but they're just little clips. Some of them are little ASMR where it's just noises. Other ones I have music on, but they're just these little clips of, I don't know, things that I've done. And I uploaded a cleaning one on Friday. I think it was Friday, and it now has almost 90,000 views, and that's my most, no, I lie, because there's a cleaning one from a couple of years ago that has more, but that is the most viewed one that I've had this year. And it almost actually did stress me out a little bit. I was like, this isn't my YouTube channel. This isn't like where my audience is, where the people who I know are there watching this. This is new eyeballs that I don't know. And for a minute, I kind of freaked out a little bit because I was like, oh no, what happens if these are not very nice people? And it made me uncomfortable because I know you guys. I mean, I think I know you as well as I knew, and I'm having this live, as I said, because I want to get to know you more. But part of me was like, if I had uploaded that on my YouTube channel, I know that everybody would be really nice, and I would already know, I'd already know who you all are, and I know we're all good, but yeah, TikTok can be scary. And I'm not like complaining that my video is doing well. Obviously, I'm very happy about that. But I did have that little thought to myself where I was like, these are different people. These are different people, and I don't know them. Where's the people that I know? So yeah, I don't know. And I've consumed far too much TikTok in the last couple of days, and it's aggressive sometimes. Zoe has asked, what have I been up to today? I've been filming all day. I started at about 8 a.m. this morning, I think, and I've been filming. I've got to film a little bit more this afternoon. And then where's another question? Did you rearrange your kitchen cupboards after your last video? Which video is that? The cleaning video? Oh, and the mugs? Nope, the mugs are still sitting on my bench. I don't know where to put my mugs. I have too many mugs now, and I don't know where to put them. I just have been using them off the kitchen bench, and I don't know what to do with them. I want to start a YouTube channel, but that's the part that intimidates me. I just hope I can have a safe space and a good community. Yeah, it can be really tough. Like, there are some people out there who are so cut out for the like social media. Like they are just, they're so good with it. But it can be intimidating and it can be pretty tough. I am so lucky, and I thank every single one of you so much for this, but I almost never get a bad comment, ever. And sometimes I don't even know how, but I have to thank every single one of you for being so kind and caring, because that's something that I really value, and I really appreciate that. I think a lot of you share the same values and we align in that way, because it's just, I do feel like my social media is a very safe space. I feel like my YouTube channel is a safe space, and I have to thank all of you so much for that, because I feel very lucky and I feel very special that I get to show up in my job every day and not have people be awful to me. And I really, really appreciate that. Yeah, I think I'm going to go and put the mugs on the top shelf, like the very, very top shelf. But I don't know if I'd be able to use them because it'll get like gross dust, and like when you're cooking, the oil, I don't know, goes up in grossness. So I don't know. I should make a DIY mug cart. That's probably a good idea. I have far too many. I deleted my social media a while ago, and now I can only access it using a browser, and it's a little bit more of a hassle, but I'm using it more intentional, and I can recommend. I love that. I do. I really like that. I think that's such a good thing. Yeah, social media can be a bit intimidating sometimes, and oh my God, I admire so many people out there who cop it and who just keep going through, and they just keep being themselves and doing their thing. Like I think that's a very, very cool thing to do. So yeah, I'm really glad that I've had this conversation with you guys. I feel like I've calmed down a little bit. I don't feel as stressed or like I was supposed to do something specific in this live. I feel like I've had a really good conversation. I got a little emotional, but it's nice to let that out. And I feel like I got to know all you just a little bit more as well. And I love that, because a lot of you were in the live last time, I can tell. And thank you for coming back. I really appreciate that. And it's just been really nice to sit here, I guess, and have this conversation. And yeah, thank you for making a safe space and allowing me to be able to be emotional and then not know what I'm doing, and like let me not know what I'm doing and let me figure it out as we go. So Jessica said, have you listened/read anything Hank Green has said on the topic of social media? His videos, books, and podcasts on the topic and it's super interesting. No, but I'm gonna write that down because I really like his little TikToks. And that might be something really, really interesting to look into. I'm just gonna write that down. podcasts and other books. I will look into that. Did I have a good time in Greece? I absolutely loved Greece. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I've been sharing my friend Christina's vlogs. So my friend Christina, who I went with, she has a sailing YouTube channel, and she is like, words cannot express how good of a storyteller she is. She's so good at putting like a vlog together with like educational information, but also like really inspirational stuff. And she's doing a fantastic job at editing and putting together a series of our trip in Greece. I do have one video, I just haven't edited it yet. I'm also a little bit like, Christina's stuff is so good. I'm not going to be able to at all be like that, but I don't think I have to be, because this is her style and her thing, and she's just so good at it. So there is a playlist. I think it's the second playlist down on my YouTube channel. There's only 2 videos in it, and they're both videos from Greece that she's put together, and it's so cool. So I had the best time, and I would love to I'll put my video together so that I can get that out. But yeah, if you've watched her videos, they're so good. Like I feel like I need to sit down and take lessons from her or something, because she's just so good at putting together vlogs. So yeah, if you want to see the Greece stuff so far, it's over there on my channel. But yeah, thank you all so much for sitting here with me for the last almost hour and a half. I am going to have to jump off though, because I do have to do a few things to prepare for my next call that I have in half an hour. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for letting me get vulnerable and stressed and confused and unsure about everything that I've done in this entire life. Thank you for having morning routine conversations, and then moving that more into a deeper emotional conversation about structure versus flow and all of that kind of stuff. I am really, really glad some of you pointed a few things out, and that really helped with some of my thought processes and patterns. So I'm really, really appreciative of that. I'm glad I got to sit here and have this, because you've all made me feel so much better. I feel so much less stressed now. So like, this is like almost a good therapy session. Thank you. But let's do another live another time. Again, if there's any particular topics you want to talk about or anything like that, let me know. Leave them as a comment on, this video, because it will become a video, and then you can leave comments, or I don't know, DM me on Instagram or whatever you feel like. Probably won't be doing a live for about another maybe week and a half, because I am going away, and I have another video coming out on Thursday, and then I have the Greece vlog coming out next week, and then I don't know what's after that. I haven't thought that far ahead. So again, thank you all so much for being so kind and lovely and creating such a lovely safe space, allowing me to go through a range of emotions in this live, to completely deviate away from morning routines into other things. I'm very appreciative. I hope you all have a fabulous day, night, wherever it is that you are. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys all very, very soon, and I will see you in my next video. But yeah, thank you so, so much. I really, really appreciate it.